I should warn you all watching before we start, this is not a flashy video. It's not full of clever editing techniques, and it's not full of moving images, videos, pictures and sound. It is information, pure and simple, that I've managed to gather over the months and over the years I've been an actor about how to succeed. If you want something that's going to be flashy, in your face, bright and changing, watch another video. This isn't for you. If you're interested in exactly how I've done what I've done, keep watching. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Josh Strife Hayes. I'm an English actor and Twitch streamer, and I'd like to share with you the most difficult thing to do on Twitch. Make actual money. Now there are hundreds of thousands of Twitch streamers, very few good ones and even fewer greater ones. Now I'm making this guide because I have seen no end of bad videos from people who have no idea how to present or entertain, thinking they can tell you what to do. Now I am by no means the biggest or most famous Twitch streamer, but I have succeeded in making some money, and I'd like to share with you how I did that. This guide will contain 6 main sections that we need to talk about before we even get to making money. The sections are: why are you streaming? What are you streaming? How are you streaming? What's happening during your stream? How you should advertise your stream? And then general etiquette and questions at the end. Now I'm presenting the video in this exact way because this is the order you should be thinking about it and planning it in. We're going to go into a lot of detail. So let's go straight to the first one. Why are you streaming? That sounds like a really strange question to ask, but not enough streamers ask themselves it. Let's look at the list that I've written down. Money. Are you streaming because you want to make a load of money? Get rich quickly? I'm sorry, but that just ain't going to happen. It's a very, very long road. So if you're thinking, oh, this is a great get rich quick scheme, keep going, guys. This is not where you need to be. Fame? Even the most famous Twitch streamers are completely unheard of to someone who doesn't care about Twitch. You're not going to reach Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp levels of fame on this platform. YouTube, the top 1% of the top 1% are probably household names. So if you're thinking this is again a scheme to get really famous and known very quickly, no, keep moving. This is not where you need to be. Boredom. Now this is a more reasonable one. Are you bored? Do you just want to stream because you have nothing else to do and think it might be a fun little hobby? You're actually on the right lines there. Keep going with that. If you're just streaming because you are bored and because it seems like an interesting thing to do, that's absolutely fine. Bandwagon. Maybe other people have done it. Maybe your mates have started streaming. Maybe Twitch is now becoming popular in your school, college, workplace, anywhere you happen to be, and you want to join in. Again, that's a better entrance point than trying to get famous. Advertising yourself. And what does that mean? Some people have a Patreon. Some people are actors. Some people are performers. I won't lie, this video is absolutely an advertisement for me as an actor. I'm sharing something I love while advertising myself as well. YouTube, Twitch, general performance. I'm not going to hide that from you, the audience. You're not stupid. Everything you do is advertising yourself to some degree. You could be having a Patreon. You could be trying to find YouTube subscribers. You could just want more people to follow you on Twitch. So doing this is advertising for you. But the correct answer, in my opinion, is the bottom one. You love sharing. You love gaming. You love cosplay. You love music. You love whatever your hobby is in real life, and you love sharing it with other people. The entertainment industry is absolutely horrific to try and be in. It will chew you up and spit you out if you don't love what you do. I guarantee you won't find an actor or a performer that doesn't, on some level, love what they do, because it's a hell of a hard industry to be in. If you love what you do and you want to share it with people, then you are actually on the right track to making some money. So if you love what you do, and if you're streaming because you want to share that love, we're heading the right way. The next step we have to discuss is, what are you streaming? And I've written 3 examples down on the sides. Games. Twitch is heavily a platform for video games. So it's likely you've seen people stream video games, or you will be streaming games yourself. Let's talk about some of the difficulties you're going to face if you decide to do that. How popular is the game that you are choosing to stream? Now, a lot of people, especially new streamers, will say to themselves, "Ooh, I'll stream the most popular game in the world." Terrible idea, especially if you're trying to build an audience up for yourself. If you stream the most popular game in the world, you are going to get put at the very bottom of an already exceptionally long list of people streaming that game. I'm going to date this video quite badly right now, but the most popular game being streamed is Fortnite. If a new streamer were to attempt to stream Fortnite, you would be at the very bottom of hundreds, possibly thousands, of other people trying to stream that game. You would never get discovered, you would never get seen. You would stagnate at the bottom. You could be an amazing streamer and you would still have 0 viewers because the list of people streaming that game is way too long. So maybe you should go the opposite way. Maybe you should stream an exceptionally unpopular game, a game that nobody is streaming. Well, you're going to run into, annoyingly, the equal problem. There's no one watching that. I can give you an example from my own streaming. I love old school Dungeons and Dragons, so I decided to stream Baldur's Gate, which is one of the best Western RPGs ever made. There was no one else streaming Baldur's Gate, and there was also nobody watching Baldur's Gate. I enjoyed what I did. I had a great time. I really loved it. I recorded the playthrough, put it up on YouTube, but it got me 0 viewers, so it made me nothing. It was fun for me, but as far as a business decision goes, that was a terrible idea. Affordable in games. Can you afford to stream it? Now this is going to again sound like a stupid question, but video games are not cheap. They are expensive and they will add up. The Witcher 3 is still a remarkably popular game to stream, and if you haven't got that and you're feeling the pressure to go and buy it, especially the Game of the Year edition, as soon as a new game comes out, you think, "Oh, I've got to jump on this straight away. I've got to buy this. I've got to buy this." Don't put yourself in debt. Don't put yourself in financial risk just to try and keep up with the trend. If you've got the expendable income, if you've got money to spend, yeah, go for it. But please, and people have actually spoken to me about this, don't feel pressured to spend money you haven't got, if you haven't got it, to buy a game that you think people are going to watch. You don't need to. And the last point of games is unique. Virtual reality games. Not many people can afford virtual reality rigs, PCs capable of playing it, or the headset. And almost no one that I know has got one of those awesome massive arcade cabinets that you can sit in, the kind of virtual things that move around. That'd be awesome to see someone streaming one of those. If you can stream something unique, maybe a different style controller. Someone has done a playthrough of Dark Souls using loads of different styles of controllers, dance mats, bongo drums, even one using a microphone. If you can stream something unique, then you'll get people watching. So to recap on the games, find a game that's not totally saturated and not completely unwatched. Find something in the middle. For me, I was very, very lucky. I'm a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons, as I've said, and MMORPGs, so I started playing Neverwinter online. That was a brilliant game as far as this exact advice goes. I found an audience, I was very happy with it, and I enjoyed the game I played. Affordable? Well, that game was free. Again, this is not me advertising for Neverwinter. This is me using it as an example to hit these 3 points. It was free, it had enough viewers and not enough streamers, wasn't particularly unique. I didn't hit that point. That's a shame. As soon as I can find that game, I definitely will. So find your game that you enjoy, you can afford, and you are bringing something new to the table. Are you streaming your hobbies? That's cool. That's great. How interesting are your hobbies? Are you rock climbing every weekend? Are you geocaching? Are you traveling to exotic locations and exotic locales? Are your hobbies collecting stamps? Believe it or not, everything can be interesting. The question is, why would I watch you stream your hobbies? Are you presenting it in an entertaining way? You need to be. Is your hobby different? Is your hobby unique? What is your hobby? What do you do in your free time? If you think, oh, this is interesting, not many people do this, I want to share it with the world, fantastic. Do that. If your hobby is sitting at home and watching Netflix, you've got the same hobby as almost everyone else. So sharing that ain't really going to make you stand out. Sharing your hobbies is good, but think about something different, something unique. And the last point I've written is your life. Do you want to Twitch stream your life? The IRL channel is exceptionally popular. Why would I watch your life? That's not me having a go at you. If you're getting defensive over any of these questions, please understand. I'm only asking them so you can ask them to yourself. Why would I watch your life? I'm going to give you an example. And again, I'm not boasting, I'm just using it as an example. I worked on a paintball field for a year. I've been a mechanic at a go-kart track. I was a self-defense instructor for a year. I now work at a trampoline park, bouncing around. I've been an acting tutor. I've been on film sets in London. I've been in London theatres. I've been in sold-out theatres. I've been to a lot of exotic locales that I'm very proud of. I've worked very hard to get there, and I've filmed behind the scenes in all of them because I know that someone who's not in the world of theatre or film or acting will never get to see these places. I've shared parts of my life that I know other people will not be able to get to or see, and that makes it different. Now I know for a fact that you will have some things in your life that are different, some things other people cannot do and cannot see. Share those. They're the interesting bits. This is the second point to think about. What are you streaming? If it's gaming, find a game that's not too popular, not underwatched, that you can afford and you can bring differently. If it's a hobby, why would I watch? If it's your life, why would I watch? Ask these questions of yourself, and once you can answer them, we can move on to the next point, which is how are you going to stream? Now you'll see I've written quite a long list of things we need to discuss about the how. What equipment do you have to stream? PC? I use a PC myself. It's powerful enough to play the games on, it's cheap enough for me to afford, it's big enough, small enough to fit where I need it to fit. I have a graphics card that's capable of playing the games. I have a computer that's capable of holding them. I had to buy an external hard drive to do that, but I have the equipment. A lot of people don't stop and think, do I have the equipment to stream? Console. What if you're streaming on PlayStation 4, Xbox One? What if you're using an Elgato capture card from a PS3? What if you're trying to stream from a SNES? That's absolutely fine, but do think, do you have the equipment to stream? Camera, mic, set, internet. Let's discuss those things. My camera is a cheap webcam. You can probably tell because the green screen's flicking around. I don't have all the resolution that I need, and sometimes it doesn't quite catch up with where I'm moving. There's a saying in the world of hobbies, all the gear, no idea. You don't need the most expensive of everything. What you need is what works for you. My webcam works for me. The next one is mic. I have a snowball mic next to my computer. It picks up my voice fine, blocks out ambient noise. No, it's not a several £100 studio quality mic, but it does what I need it to do. If you have a camera, and if you have a microphone and a computer capable of running them, you have all you need. You do not need any more. You do not need to go out and spend thousands of pounds on a setup or a rig. You'll see I've written set in there as well. I have a green screen behind me. I could not afford to buy a green screen. What I could afford to do was go to the market and buy a huge piece of green felt, which I then just hung up on the wall behind me. I light it using my ceiling light. I don't have any stage lights. I don't need that gear. I need to do the best I can with the equipment I've got. The reason I say think about your equipment, think about how you're going to stream, is not to look at what you don't have. It's to look at what you do. Do you have a phone? Has that phone got a camera on it? Cool, you've got all you need to start streaming. I could find the most expensive studio in the world, the best camera, the best microphone, the best computer, the best green screen, the best set, and put someone who had no idea what they were doing there, and they'd still be rubbish. They'd still be awful. You only need the equipment that you need. Once you've got the basics, work with that. You'll see I've also written internet down there. You need a certain amount of internet, a certain speed to be able to Twitch stream. The speed will vary depending on what you're trying to do, but please do some research into that. If you have dial-up internet, you may not be able to stream at 1080 resolution. I still stream slightly below that, just to make sure it's stable. Do some research on what internet package you've got and how fast it is, download and upload, and work out whether you have the equipment required to stream. Once you've got the bare minimum, we can go. We can start making progress. Location. Where are you going to stream? I stream in my bedroom. It's easy, it's warm, it's cheap. You do not need a studio. You do not need a specialist green screen room. If you're going to be doing an IRL stream, are you going to be out in the forest? Are you going to be in town? Are you going to be in the middle of the ocean? Where are you going to be streaming from? Is your location noisy? Is your location going to be interrupted? Are you going to get ambient noise from the room around you? Think about the location. Is it suitable for how you are going to stream? Now we're starting to get into the real nitty-gritty performance. Vocal, physical, costume. I use the word costume because I come from a theatre background. Clothing would be the same. Vocal. Now, one thing that took me years, absolutely years, to get over was saying or Sometimes we refer to that as nesting. You throw in noises. I'll do it on purpose now. You throw in noises, and then whenever you can't think of what to say, you just kind of make a noise like that, which completely diminishes your authority when you're on camera. It makes people think that you don't know what you're talking about. If you want to be on Twitch, you are at your core an entertainer. Your job is to entertain. Your job is to perform. Getting some acting training will definitely help with that. Vocal is important. We need to be able to understand you. If you're mumbling, or if you have something in front of your mouth which is going to block it, we're not going to be able to understand what you are saying. Please speak clearly. Please have the microphone at a position where it's able to pick up your voice without being blocked. Vocal is one of the biggest things in Twitch. If you're going to have music playing in the background of your stream, not a huge issue. But do get a little bit of vocal training, or spend some time working on how you present and speak clearly. Physical. I'm not moving too much. One thing I try and do all the time is look at the camera. I might need occasionally to do this, which is me glancing at the screen where I have notes written down. I've got one monitor with notes on, I've got one monitor with the actual stream, the OBS studio that I'm using on. But when I'm not doing that, I'm talking to the camera. Where you look and how you physically act will affect what your audience think of you and the quality of your stream. I could be around all over the place, I could be leaning back, I could be talking this way, that's going to affect the microphone, I could be looking away from the camera, but I'm choosing to sit quietly and calmly and talk to the camera, presenting directly to you so you get all the information that you need. The next one is costume. I've gone with a simple grey shirt. It's actually from the Mass Effect series. It says Normandy on the top. Whatever you choose as a costume, whatever you choose to wear in clothing, please make sure you're comfortable and it's not going to clash. One thing you do need to consider is if you're using a green screen, don't wear anything green. It's funny once, and then you'll forget you're doing it and end up chroma keying yourself out. Personality versus gimmicks. What the hell does that mean? Okay. A personality is how you are and who you are. It's what you genuinely believe about the world, it's how you act, it's how you interact, it's how you react. I shouldn't have to explain what a personality is to people, but believe it or not, sometimes in an acting case, they can differ. A gimmick is something you do because you have to fill time or fill space, because you have to replace the fact you don't feel you have a personality. A personality would be you always want to try and help people. It would be you always get slightly annoyed whenever things aren't perfect. Especially when streaming, a personality would be you're always curious and intrigued, you always want to go and do something. That's great. Personalities are great to watch. They age really well, they're really relatable. A gimmick is something you see someone do and you know they're just doing it to fill time. If I always wore a purple hat, or if every single time I met someone or greeted someone, I had to give them a hug and slap them on the back 3 times. Every single time. That's my thing. That's what I do. That's just my thing. That's just who I am. That's not a personality trait. That's a gimmick. You're trying to do that to fill space, to fill time. You don't need to. Just be you. Don't think that you have to put on this fake show. I see so many streamers try and add gimmicks into their stream. They try and add fake, really obvious, really forced interactions. You don't need a gimmick. You just need a personality and to go with it and to be honest. Right now I'm being pretty calm, pretty straight, presenting pretty directly. That's the way I think I should present this video. That's the personality for me. I don't need a gimmick for it. Everything on the screen is exceptionally simple. The next one, layout of screen. How many streamers have you watched? If you haven't watched many, go and watch quite a few right now. You'll see their screen layouts are all different. Some people have a webcam, some people don't. Some people have hundreds of bars all over the screen. Some people have a donation counter. Some people have the latest follower, the latest subscriber. And you know what? When I started streaming, I fell into that trap as well. I had more stuff on my screen than what I was actually presenting, what I was actually streaming. I had the chat scrolling up, I had a bar over here, I had a picture, I had a huge big intrusive icon that came on, and I realized it was too much. From a graphic design point of view, it was terrible. You do not need all this stuff on your screen. You can have far less. You can just have the basics. Let's take an example of the screen I've got right now, and I'll talk you through everything I've got on it and why. I've got a saturated grayed out picture at the back of hundreds of little icons of things that I like, geeky culture. I've got my name, Josh Strife Hayes, A Small Web Presents, and then How to Make Money on Twitch, the title of this video. And then on the side over here, I've got all the things that I'm going to be talking about. There is nothing on this screen that I didn't decide to put there for a very specific reason. So when you are designing your Twitch stream, when you are designing and choosing what to put on the screen, don't think just because someone else has loads of things there, you need to do too. You can have far less. This is all about how you're going to stream. What equipment are you going to use? How are you going to present? How are you going to make the stream look? And what personality are you going to have when you do it? The answer should be you. Forget gimmicks. Forget doing something just for the sake of it. Just stream what you want to stream, how you want to stream it, to the best of your ability. Forget gimmicks. They're annoying, they don't age well. And once we have decided how we're going to stream, the next one is the biggest piece of advice I can give you. Okay, this part of the video is probably the most important. This is Audience Retention 101, and this is all about you. On the side, I've written 5 golden rules of streaming, and then in brackets I've put do 3. That's 3 minimum. If you can do all 5, you'll be amazing. Let me talk you through each of them and explain why. So if you're streaming, or if I'm streaming, these are the 5 things I try and do every stream. If I can do at least 3 of them, I'll be happy. Number 1 is be entertaining. It sounds so simple, yet it is so complicated to do. If someone tunes into your stream and you are sat in silence for 10 seconds, you are sat doing nothing, they can't see you, maybe the webcam's not on, you're not talking, you're not doing something fun in the game, they are going to click away. You do not have long to grab someone's attention. The human attention span is getting shorter. Studies have proven this. People that watch Twitch tend to want entertainment right now. If you are not going to provide that, if you are not going to be entertaining, they will go elsewhere. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to be entertaining. Do you want to spend 5 hours making puns? You go for it. Do you want to swear and shout and scream? You go for it. Do you want to be one of those cam girls that just wears low-cut tops? You go for it. How you entertain is up to you. That's your choice as a performer. I can't tell you what to do. The way I do it is I try and talk through what I'm doing in the game constantly, I try and explain why I'm doing it, and I try and explain what I think that's going to achieve. That's my way of entertaining while playing the game. What you do is up to you, but please find some way to be entertaining. A lot of people say, oh, I get 3 or 4 people click onto my stream and then they click off. Why are they clicking off? Well, are you being entertaining? Are you telling them things they don't know? Are you showing them things they don't know? Are we having a laugh? Is this a fun stream to watch? If you're not entertaining, of course they're going to go away. Your job is to entertain. If you're not doing your job, they're going to leave. Remember, I'm talking to people right now who want to make money on Twitch. As soon as you want to make money, you are an employee. Even if you're an employee of yourself, if you're self-employed, this is still your job to entertain. If you're just Twitch streaming as a hobby, you don't need to worry about being entertaining as much. But if you're doing it to make money, this is crucial. Number 2, be world class. Everyone wants to watch the best in the world. Everyone loves watching absolute skill. Brilliant. I love watching speed runs. I love watching people complete Ocarina of Time or Metroid or Pokemon as fast as they possibly can. If you are number 1 in the world, 1, your name's going to show up in Google. 2, people who are in that community are going to know who you are. If you are world class at what you do, if you're the best, then you don't even need to be that entertaining. You can just keep being world class because what you are doing is entertaining by itself. Be the best in the world if you can be. Now this links back pretty heavily when I said so many people are streaming Fortnite. Chances are you're not the best in the world at Fortnite. Unless you are, in which case, hello. If you're not the best in the world at Fortnite, you've got to try extra hard to do number 1, be entertaining. So that's 1, be entertaining. 2, be well consistent. 3, be consistent. The amount of people who don't have a schedule. TV has a schedule for a reason. YouTube content creators release videos regularly for a reason. Consistency is key. Consistency is fun. Consistency is easy to remember. I know one of my favourite YouTubers will release a video on Wednesday. I know one of my favourite Twitch streamers will be on a Friday. I can set my schedule by wanting to do that. It's entertainment that I like, and I can set my schedule by it. If you are consistent, then you will start to get a reputation, and this is good. Reputations are decent online. As soon as you get a reputation for being consistent, for being entertaining, for being world class, people will make time to see you. What I see on Reddit a lot is people saying, oh, but I'm being consistent and I'm streaming every day, but I'm still getting no viewers. Well, that's why I put do 3 of these golden rules. If you're just consistent but nothing else, you're not going to get an audience. You need to be consistent and do more. So consistency is key when combined with the rest. Next one, interact with your audience. If you are a small streamer and someone stops by to say hi, and I do this a lot, I specifically seek out streams with 4 or 5 viewers, and I stop by and I say hello, just to see what they do. Some people immediately spark up a conversation with me, and I stay in those streams. I talk to them, I chat to them, I get to know them. Some of them are lovely people. I've met some of my good close friends now through stopping by smaller streams. Soon as that smaller streamer doesn't acknowledge me, I'm gone. Unless they're doing the other ones exceptionally well. If you are a smaller streamer, please interact with your audience. There is chat for a reason. A lot of people come to Twitch for the contact, the human element. If I didn't want to interact with a streamer, I'd go and watch TV. I'd go and watch YouTube. I'm watching streams because one of the unique things a stream can do is give me direct access to communicate with that streamer. And as you've got that ability as a performer, take it. Use it. This is a brilliant thing. If in the theatre I could just communicate with the audience, and you can when you're doing a soliloquy or a monologue, that's a brilliantly powerful thing. If you're not interacting with your audience, they're going to leave. So please, if you've got the ability to interact, talk, chat, at least acknowledge them. Personal note, pet peeve, if someone donates you money, you thank them. Whether you want to thank them quickly or profusely is up to you, but do not ignore donations. That's rude. That's just horrible. If someone is kind enough to give you 1 bit, that's money they didn't need to give you. So you thank them, you say thank you, and you are grateful for that. Someone wants to donate you $10, 20 quid, whatever, that's up to them. But you should be thankful. Anything else is just rude. That's a personal peeve of mine. Someone gives you money, you thank them. That's how it should work. Number 5, This may seem shallow, but we're talking about audience retention here. Giveaways. How many of you, be honest, have gone into a stream because the streamer was giving something away? How many of you have stayed in a stream because the streamer was giving something away? How many of you have had a stream and decided that you were going to give something away because it would build up hype and it would build up interest? Well, it's a legitimate, valid strategy for getting an audience to you and then keeping them. These are 5 things that I have discovered, if done well, will help retain an audience. If you can entertain, if you can be world-class at what you do, if you can consistently present, perform, and be there on time, interacting with your audience and acknowledging them, and giving away free things, I pretty much guarantee you're going to have one hell of a strong stream. These are the 5 things that I try and do every time I stream. If you can do these, you're on to a winner. This is advice that I'm giving straight to you. Take it, use it, don't use it. It's up to you. But if you can do these 5 things, you will be in a stronger position to make money. And once you are doing these 5 things all the time, we can move on to the next thing. And the next thing is advertising. We have talked about how you are going to retain an audience with those 5 golden rules, but we haven't yet talked about how you're going to find an audience, how you're going to discover one, or more correctly, how they're going to discover you. Now, there is a reason I am talking about this last, and I'll give you the reason in a metaphor, in a kind of artistic prose way. Imagine, if you will, that you sent out invites to a dinner party that you were hosting, and you spoke about the beautiful, amazing food you were going to serve. You spoke about how it was the most expensive, the most eloquent, the most brilliantly incredible, mouth-watering food you'll ever have. And when the guests arrived, you did indeed have beautiful silverware laid out on the tables. You had gold and diamond-encrusted plates, jewellery all around, servants waiting on them. And then the time came to serve the food, and you had nothing. That is exactly what it's like when people talk up a big game of advertising what they're going to do and don't have anything to do it with. All the bells and whistles are lovely. Having a unique screen name, that's great. Having a unique Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever else you want to use, that's great if you want to push and advertise what you're going to be doing. But if you can't actually deliver, if you can't do it, don't advertise it. Only advertise when you've got a product. Advertising when you haven't got a product, leave that to Kickstarter. Okay? This is Twitch. This is presenting. You do not advertise what you are not able to provide. An example I can give you. If you start tweeting, or if you start Facebooking, or if you start putting notes out or notifications anywhere on the internet about how your first stream is there and you're going to be going live and it's going to be great, and then you actually click start streaming and your green screen doesn't work, you can't present, you get camera shy, you're wearing completely the wrong clothes, your game doesn't work, your audience aren't there, you are going to be in for one hell of a disappointing time, and so are your audience. You only advertise when you have got a stable product. Otherwise, audience are going to come to you, see you've got no idea what you're talking about, you're completely full of crap and you're rubbish, and then they're never going to come back because you have ruined your reputation. I did not even start advertising my channel until I knew what I was doing. I have not put this guide out on how to make money until I'm sat on several thousand followers and money in the bank. I have not put this out until I know for a fact I know what I'm doing. And neither should you. Wait until you are secure and then advertise. So once we've established that you know what you're doing and you've got a product, how do you advertise? Well, I've already mentioned several ways. Facebook, friends and family, people that are interested. Local gaming groups if you're lucky enough to live by a gaming cafe maybe, or a gaming pub, or just a local gaming store. What about Reddit, one of the biggest websites in the world? What about in the game itself? or the community that you're a part of. When I was streaming Neverwinter, I would announce to my guild that I was in that I was Twitch streaming. I wouldn't spam, I would just announce that I'm doing that. And we got several viewers come from the game. The community that you're involved in, if you are, say, a rock climber, or a geocacher, or a cosplayer, tell people. Let them know what you're doing. Maybe don't print business cards off. I've seen people do this, and this falls into the same trap as the first one. They hand around business cards with their screen name on it and their address. People go to that watch their stream, and it's terrible and it's boring and it's not worthy of a business card. How else can we advertise? Well, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, we've got Snapchat. You've got conventions you can go to and talk to people, or we've got the platform itself, Twitch. Watch other people. Talk to other streamers, specifically ones doing the same kind of thing that you're doing. They're not your enemy. They're your artistic friend. We're not in direct competition with this. The audience is massive. The audience is millions of people. We're not competing for a tiny piece of a tiny pie. There are millions of people out there ready to watch. And if you are ready to present and give them what they want, then go and talk to people doing what you're doing. Communicate. Send me a message. I'll reply if you need anything like that. I'll try and help. I might not be the guy you need to go to, but I'll try and find someone that you can go to. Advertising is not as scary as you think. Just be willing to put out what you're doing on as many platforms as you can find to put it out on. If you can afford to hire a plane and fly a banner over the city, do that. If you can't afford to do that, go and talk to another Twitch streamer. They're both going to achieve the same end. Advertising is going to push out there. But I implore you, do not advertise what you are doing until you know you can do it. Now, after we've done this, we can move on to the final point, which is general etiquette. We've almost finished, and we've almost gone through all we need to do. We need to discuss some final etiquette, some final rules, and then I'll give you a recap of exactly how to make money on Twitch. Let's have a look at these things I've written down. Drama is draining. Embrace it or avoid it. Some Twitch channels and some YouTube channels make a lot of money off drama. They find out who thinks what about who, or what's going on over there, or what happened that we shouldn't know about. And people are naturally curious. We want to know this kind of stuff. But it's so draining. Have you ever actually tried to be in a group of people or be within a world where drama happens all the time? I'm an actor. When people pay me, I'll be dramatic. When people don't pay me, I like to keep it pretty simple, because otherwise it is mentally draining. If any of you are in high school, or if any of you have been through high school, college, university, you might know what it's like and how difficult it can be and how awkward, how emotionally stressful it can be to be within a constantly dramatic society, a constantly dramatic environment. Try and avoid this, or try and embrace it. People can say whatever they want about me, people can say whatever they want about my friends. I'm not going to reply to it or respond. I don't care about being involved in that drama. I tend to avoid it. I focus on what I love doing, gaming and presenting it. I'm not saying that's how you should do it. So either avoid it or embrace it. Be one of those drama channels. Share the gossip. But please realise this is going to drain you very, very quickly. Don't talk crap. That's a very, very simple rule. That applies to games and streamers. If you don't like another streamer and you want to go off on a rant about them, it's going to come back to you. Your audience is going to get to know you as the kind of person that hates things. The other streamer is going to dislike you. You're going to build yourself no bridges in a community that is relatively tight-knit. Don't talk crap about other people. Don't talk crap about the games you're playing or about your viewers, especially not about your viewers. You do not deserve an audience. No one deserves an audience. I don't deserve an audience. You have to work hard every single day to deserve one. No one owes you anything. Don't talk crap about people that are trying to do the same thing that you are. Don't talk badly about people. Don't talk down about people. Focus on raising people up. Strong people lift other people up. They don't push people down. You see someone struggling, you help them. You see someone doing really well, you ask them kindly for advice. You don't shoot people down. Weak people do that. And we are not weak people. We are trying to be entertainers in a very hard industry. We support each other. Simple as. General etiquette, don't advertise on other people's streams. If you're going live, great, I've got a lot of respect for that. Please don't jump into someone else's stream and say, hey guys, just swinging by to say that I'm going live. What are you trying to do? We're all trying to get viewers. That's like if you own a restaurant, and I read this analogy on Reddit and I love it. It's like if you own a restaurant and you walk into someone else's restaurant and shout, hey guys, just so you know, we also sell food. Yeah, I know you're going live. If I followed you, I can see the little notification that you're going live. You don't need to pop in and tell me. It's going to annoy the other streamer. It's almost like you're trying to steal viewers as if they're a currency. They're not a currency, they're people being entertained. If you're entertaining enough yourself and the other streamer likes you, maybe they'll be kind enough to raid you or host you afterwards. But please, don't pop into their stream and say, oh, I'm going live now. That's just stealing. Stealing content, that's a big one. This mainly applies in the stand-up comedy circuit that I've worked around for a while. Don't steal other people's jokes. If other people discover something in the game, don't pass it off like you discovered it. I get the internet can be a wild west of things that you are and aren't allowed to do, and I understand that lots of internet comedians and internet personalities and celebrities do steal stuff from lesser known people. It's a douchebag move. You'll get discovered, and as soon as you get discovered, everyone's opinion of you will go downhill. Well, everyone's opinion who matters will go downhill. If you're discovered to be stealing content and people don't care, they're not the kind of viewers that you want anyway. So just don't steal content. And lastly, don't give up. It takes a hell of a long time. There are millions of people in the world who want to be actors. Millions of people who want to be entertainers. I've spent my entire life training to be an actor. Every job I've ever had has involved working with people, interacting with the public or an audience, and I barely make it. But I refuse to give up because I can't see myself doing anything else. Michael Caine once said, don't be an actor, a performer or an entertainer because you can. Be one because you can't be anything else. Do not give up if this is what you want to do. It'll take you a long, long time, but it's worth it if you love what you do. Let's recap on everything, and I'll explain very quickly, very briefly, how to make money on Twitch. So let's recap and put everything we now know into practice. 1. Decide why you're going to stream. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to your life? 2. Work out what you're going to stream. Your gaming, your hobbies, your lifestyle, something only you can bring to the world. Once you know what it is, commit to it, do it as well as you can. 3. Find all the basic equipment that you need. A simple camera, a relatively cheap microphone, internet that's just fast enough, a computer capable of doing that, a console that you need to play the games on, a green screen to chroma key out the background. 4. Follow 3 of the 5 golden rules. Go back and watch those again if you need to. Please follow a minimum of 3. If you can do 3 of those things during your stream, you will be fine. If you can do all 5, even more impressive. Next one, advertise only once you have a product. By product, I mean stream. I mean entertainment. I mean the actual thing that you're doing. As an actor, I'm a product. I'm selling myself. I'm selling my time and my skills. You, as a performer, as an entertainer, are selling your skills. You are selling the actual stream itself. That is your product. Only advertise it once you've got it, once you've done all the above. The next one, just be kind. Be nice to other people. Support them. They will support you. Be nice on the way up, because you never know who you'll meet on the way down. There are many times in my life when I've been in positions of authority, in positions of power, and I've been nice to the people I've worked with. And then, sometimes months, sometimes years later, I've met those same people again, and they've been in positions of power above me, and they've helped me, because they've remembered me. Be kind. The next 2 are probably 2 of the most important. Never, ever give up. Never ever giving up is one of the most essential important things. If you stream for a few weeks and think, this isn't working, that's nothing. Streaming for weeks is absolutely nothing in this industry. People go at it for months and years. Don't give up. And the last point, and this relates more to the audience, getting very, very, very lucky. If you do every single thing that I've written above perfectly, I am exceptionally confident that you will generate and keep an audience. However, I cannot guarantee that that audience will give you anything. They don't have to. You are an entertainer, you are providing the best service you can, but that audience don't owe you money. They don't owe you anything for your time. You're giving it willingly. You have to get very, very lucky before someone gives you one bit. You have to get very, very lucky before someone subscribes, whether that's for the $5, $10, $25, whatever they want. And you have to get very lucky before someone donates any money to you, either through Twitch or through PayPal, or if someone subscribes to your Patreon. You have to get lucky. Do everything that I've listed as well as you can, and I'm very confident in saying you will generate an audience. Then it's up to your skill and your luck to generate money. Good luck with doing it. If you have watched all of this video, thank you very much for your time. My name is Josh Hayes. I use the online name Strife for everything. It took me months to come up with the very simple name Josh Strife Hayes. It took me years before I made any money off my acting and my performance, and now I can't think about doing anything else with my life. Thank you for your time. Good luck. If you see me online, feel free to drop a message and say hi, and I will support you as well as I can. Now go out there and entertain as well as you can. Thank you for watching.